Hello everyone, I'm Gauri and my teammates are Jebin and Sanya. Under the guidance of Dr. M. Prasad sir, we are here to present our topic creation of a list, accessing elements of the list, operations and methods of a list. Now let us discuss about creation of a list. A list in Python is used to store the sequence of various types of data. A list can be defined as a collection of values or items of different types. Python lists are mutable type, which implies that we may modify its elements after it has been formed. The items in the list are separated with the comma and enclosed within the square brackets. Although Python has 6 different data types that may hold sequences, the list is the most popular and dependable form. The collection of data is stored in a list, a sequence data type. Similar sequence data type formats are tuple and a string. Now let us discuss about features of a list in Python. Here are some of the features of a list in Python. The first one is items in a list can have duplicates. This means you can add 2 or more items with the same name. The second one is the items in a list are ordered, which means they remain in the same order as you create and add items to a list. And the last feature is the items in a list are changeable. This means we can modify the value of an item in a list. We will see these in the following examples. Now let us discuss about creation of a list. In Python, a list is generated by putting all of the items means elements inside the square brackets, which are separated by commas. It can include an unlimited number of elements of various data types like integer, float, string, etc. Python lists can also be created using built-in methods. Now let us discuss about some of the examples of list creation. We can create an empty list. Let our list name be the my list. Now we can print by my list and the output will be an empty list. We can also create a list with mixed values. Let our list name be my list. In these we have different data types like integer, float and string. We can print my list and the output will give a list of different data types. We can also create a list inside a list, which is called as a sublist or a nested list. Now we can create a nested list. Let the list name be nested. In this list 1, 2, 3 and marks are the sublist of the list, and we can print the nested list. We can also create a list using built-in functions. For this, the syntax is print list of x, where x can be a string or integer or float. We get output as separate element of the string. Now my friend Jebin will discuss about accessing of elements in the list.
Accessing elements in the list. In order to access the list elements, refer to the index number. Use the index operator to access an element on a list. The index must be an integer. Nested lists are accessed using nested indexing. Now here we shall discuss an example about creating a multi-dimensional list. In this list we have 2 sublists. In first sublist we have 2 elements. First element is hi and second element is how are. And in the second sublist we have only one element, that is u. Now by using this index numbers we can access the elements in a list or even in a sublist in an easy manner. Now in this we shall print the list of second element in the first sublist, whereas first element in the second sublist. By adding this 2 we get the output as how are plus u as how are you. And now we shall discuss about the operations performed in a list. And the first operation is append. Append. By using this append, we can add an element to the end of the list. We cannot add it in the start or middle or somewhere else. We can only add it at the end of the list. The drawback of this append operation is we cannot add more than one element at the end of the list. We can just add one element. Now in this we shall see an example. Let our list name mylist is equals to 1, 2, 3 as its elements. Now I just want to append element number 9 in this list. For this, the syntax is list name dot append braces. We can write whatever the element we want to append in the list. Now by printing this, we get the output as list of 1, 2, 3 and 9. 9 is what? The element which we have appended into the list. Now second operation is extend. Here we can overcome a drawback of append operation. In append we can only add one element to the end of the list. But whereas in extend we can add more than one element to the end of the list. Now here we shall take an example. My list is equals to list of 1, 2, 3, 9. Here I want to append more than one element, so I use the operation extend. My list dot extend 20 and 21 elements. Now in this we get the output as 1, 2, 3, 9 and 20, 21, which we have extended into the operation is clear. Clear is nothing but it clears every element present on a list. Now let us take any list such as list 1 is equals to 100, 150, 200. By using this clear operation, we can clear every element, and the syntax is name of the list dot clear function, and the output is an empty list as it clears each and every element present on a list. Whereas the fourth operation is sort. By using the sort operation, it just sorts the given list into the ascending order. Now let us take any list by giving random numbers. Finally it gives the output as the same numbers in the ascending order, and the syntax of this is name of the list dot sort function. Whereas the fifth operation is concatenate. It is just about combining two lists or more than two lists. There is no syntax present for this one. Just take number of list of your wish and give a name for the new list which you want to concatenate all the previously given lists, and new list is equals to addition of all the given list. And if you print this new list, you get the output as all the elements present from the list 1 to the last list you have given in your program. Whereas the sixth operation is finding the length of the list, finding the minimum value and the maximum value present in the given list by us. Whereas first, when it comes to length of the list, it is nothing but length of name of the list. There is no special syntax present for it. Just give some elements to your list and give it as length of my list, and it prints the length of the list. If 5 elements are present, it gives it as 5, and there will be no problem for using this. And next comes the minimum element present in the list. It gives the minimum value present in the given list by us. It means that when we are calculating the minimum and maximum value, we should give only the integers but not the strings, as it cannot calculate the minimum and maximum element present in the list. And for finding the maximum element present in the list, the syntax is maximum of max of name of the list. Whereas to find the minimum element, and the syntax is minimum of name of the list, and it prints the maximum element present in the list. Whereas for the minimum, it prints the minimum element present in the list. Now my friend Sanya will continue about the remaining operations present in the list.
Let us see the pop operation of the list. Removes the last element from the list. For this we have given the list name as mylist, and the elements are 1, 2, 3, 9, 8, 30, 11, 12, 10 and 80. The syntax for pop operation is listname.popup, in which it deletes the last element from the list. we can see the output as 1, 2, 3, and 9, 8, 30, 11, 12, 10, in which the last element was deleted. And coming to the 8th operation, remove, which means it removes an element from the list. Suppose we take any list, MyList, and we are given the values 1, 2, 3, 9, 8, 10, 11 and 12. Suppose if we want to remove an element 10, we have to write listname dot remove of 10, in which the syntax is listname dot remove of. We can observe that the output is the 1, 2, 3, 9, 8, 11, 12, in which the 10th element is removed. And coming to the slicing operation, prints a section of the list, which means we can print a section among all the list. Suppose we take any list name as MyList and we take any group of elements. For this we have to mention the list name in square brackets from if A is to B we given from A index to it prints the B minus 1 indexing elements, in which it does not print the B element of the list. And the output from this we can see, in this we printed the elements from indexing 3 to 12. From this we can only see the output as 9, 8, 30, 11, 12, 20, 21, 20. This is from the index 3 to 11 only. It does not print the last index which we have given. And coming to the 10th operation, reverse. Reverse the order of the elements in a list, which means we have taken in elements in the list, it reverses the order of the elements in the list. We taken a list name coding list and we given some of the elements like coding, data, sign, ninjas, in which we get the output as signs, data, ninjas and coding. And let us see list methods in Python. First method is append, user for appending and adding element to the end of the list, in which we can only add the element at the end of the list. And coming to the second method, copy. It returns a shallow copy of a list. It does not affect the original list if we make any changes in the copy list. And coming to the third method, clear. The method is used for removing all the elements from the list. That means it removes all the elements from the list and it prints the empty list. And coming to the fourth method, count. This method counts the elements, the number, that means the number of elements in the list, and it returns the number. And coming to the fifth method, extend, adds each element of the iterable to the end of the list. And coming to the sixth method, index, returns the lowest index where the element appears. And coming to the seventh method, insert. Inserts a given element at a given index in a list. And coming to the pop method, removes and returns the last value from the list or the given index value. That means it removes the last element from the list. And next, coming to the remove method, it removes the given object from the list. That means the element which we was given, it removes that element from the list. And coming to the reverse method, reverses the object of the list in place. That means it reverses the whole list and it prints the reversing format of the list. And coming to the sorting method, sort a list in ascending or descending or user defined order. That means as we given, it sort from ascending or descending or user defined order. And coming to the minimum method, calculates the minimum of all elements of the list. That means it finds the minimum element from the given values of a list, and it is possible only for the integers. And coming to the max method, calculates the maximum of all elements of the strings. That means it finds them which is the maximum element of the given elements of the list, and it is also possible only for the integers, and it does not possible for the strings. Thank you.
All have understood about the creation of a list, accessing elements on a list, and the functions and operations that are performed in a list. Thank you on the behalf of Sania, Gauri and me myself Chabin. Thank you.